And we're going live, and we are live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have my utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever your job description is, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Here we are on this beautiful Monday morning, and today is the 23rd of June, 2025. And we're happy to be here. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in this morning. Sarah, I see you. Sarah Cayente, I see you right there. BM, thank you for being here. First person in this morning is Miss Goldie Robinson. Audrey Wright says, morning, fam and present teacher. She's in the building as well. Charma D Star is with us this morning. Sharon Spence is here with us this morning. Great goodies. Millicent Townsend, Dorothy T, King Biggs, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. If I'm not shouting out the names that are not in green, Cena Sexy, big up yourself. The chat's open this morning, so that means that some name I got in here when in a green. All right. I don't know why YouTube didn't give me my chat on the same screen that I'm broadcasting from, so I have to look over this way to see my chat on a different screen. This is something that we're kind of used to right now because it happens all the time. So if you see me, I look this way a lot, is because the screen over here. So this is where I have to monitor the screen now, even though I'm broadcasting from this screen in front of me right here. Just a heads up. Hey, does anybody know anything about the young lady who I put up yesterday in the video? Bethany Park, her name is. Bethany Park, a young lady who was missing for about a week in Jamaica. She was visiting from the United States of America. She went missing in Jamaica. Does anybody know any, how should I say it? Any updates? And I mean credible updates that we can count on. The reason why I'm asking is because yesterday I put up a video, and the video was mostly about Bethany Park being missing, but also about the Hamantro Hilton story and the lesson that was in it, you know, betrayal and deception. Just a reminder, because I was cleaning up my computer and I saw the material and I was like, man, you know, we can't bring Hamantro back, but we can certainly learn from what he went through and be more vigilant in our own lives. So I compiled that and I did a video. There were some people yesterday who said in the comment section, one guy said, SouFlo, go take down this video now, because the girl already came out and said she is not missing, she is fine, and she's working to clear it up with the police. Here's my thing, right? Oh, the person also said, "Una always rush to do these stories without doing any research." I don't know who you are talking to, but I'm known for doing research, okay? So she was missing for a whole week before I even did the story. I saw it days ago and I didn't do it because I said to myself, she probably off having fun and she'll be back to surface or resurface. We've had this before. There was a young lady who was missing for a week in Jamaica before, only to find out she was way in the hills with some Rasta people. You know, she was one of those earthy kind of people, and she was into that. She was talking about how she was grounding herself, walking barefooted on the mud in the hills, eating organic food, taking in sunshine. Everybody thought the worst of her story. So I was giving it that kind of grace and that kind of time. However, I have not seen anything from Bethany Park that says she is fine. So the same person who was telling me to take my video down and other people were agreeing with him, me see it too. I saw it too. Take it down, SouFlo. Here's my question to you. Why didn't you just send me a link? Because that's all I always ask for. Send me a link to where you saw her at, saying she's okay, and then I'll take mines down. Or say, go over here. So, did you see her on a live interview saying she's okay? Because if you're talking about text, oftentimes when people are kidnapped or anything like that, it could be the kidnapper who is actually writing from a burner phone or something just to throw off law enforcement. I'm hoping she's fine. I'm hoping she's fine, but you guys aren't giving me enough info for me to edit my video and take that part of it out of it, right? Somebody's asking for the number to call in. Let me put the number in real quick right here. It's 1-806-587-8953, and it's on WhatsApp. Is free globally. I'll pin it right now, pinned at the top of the chat. All right, there you have it. The call-in number is pinned at the top of the chat. 1-806-587-8953 WhatsApp. Use WhatsApp, calling from anywhere. All right. We're trying to save somebody here. So if you see something, share the link. If it's from a reputable source, share the link. You know, I always say this, right? I'm only one person, so I can't see everything and know everything, even when I do my due diligence and do research. So if you see something, say something. But what y'all are telling me is not enough for me to say, okay, she's good. All right. Fire, the number to call in is pinned at the top of the chat. For anybody else who wants to call in, the number is pinned at the top of the chat. If you know anything while we're going through this live this morning, please put it in the comments or please at least call in, okay? All right, so these are our topics this morning. I saw we're all over the place this morning, but it's Monday morning, so roll with it. I saw Jay-Z pop out at a concert that Beyonce was having in Paris. Thousands of people gathered, huge stadium, packed, crowd goes crazy. News media all over it. Jay-Z has Paris going crazy. He actually has a song called Niggas in Paris. And he comes out to perform Niggas in Paris, and the crowd is in a frenzy, right? Looking at Jay-Z perform at his wife's concert. This is Beyonce's concert. They didn't know that Jay-Z was going to be there. He just popped out as a surprise guest. So looking at him perform and looking at the crowd going crazy, I always say this to my audience. I say, because you think the artist fell off, or because you don't support the artist anymore, or you don't see the artist doing shows in your neck of the woods, your part of town anymore, your city, your state, doesn't mean the artist fell off, right? Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Okay, I guess somebody get cold feet. People be calling in and then them get scared. Oh God, him answer for real. And hang up the phone. Come on, talk man. Okay, so Jay-Z pops out at Beyonce stuff. You know, when Jay-Z popped out, I'm thinking to myself, look at U.S. news media and look at the people. So there's a part in here this morning where I want to talk about us black people and what we do to our own people and why we are so quick to help other people tear our own people down, even though those people will never tear their own people down, no matter how much bad their own people do, right? So we're going to talk about that for a second this morning. I'm still on the Bethany Park stuff, so if you know anything, say something. If you see an update, say it. She's on the paperwork this morning. Elaine Thompson Herah. Is this the end of Elaine Thompson Herah? If y'all have been following me for a while, you know that Elaine Thompson Herah is actually my favorite female track and field athlete out of Jamaica. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, legendary. Big up to her. Elaine Thompson Herah is literally in a category by herself. She is the only living track athlete female that has accomplished what she has accomplished. And I don't think that gets enough light. I don't think that gets enough accolades and enough celebration. You know, it's kind of like swept under the rug, like, oh, here's Shelly-Ann, here's Shelly-Ann. Shelly-Ann and a girl. Shelly-Ann is the queen. But Elaine is literally in a one of one. She is the only one alive in her category, Elaine Thompson Herah. And it seems like Elaine is, it's looking like, we'll soon get into that. So Elaine is on the talk board this morning. And then, of course, we cannot talk this morning without talking about Donald Trump striking Iran. And I have some information here that I'm going to just throw out swiftly. Jamaica's new mandatory minimum. If you're a bad man, gunman, gun dog, gangster, whatever you are right now, that season there is, I would advise you to go plant some food, get piece of land, rent it, buy it, however, plant some food, sell some food at market, hustle some clothes, open a clothing store, a stall on a market. I don't know. Do anything other than anything we have to do with gun in Jamaica right now. Ruffian. Ruffian is a Jamaican artist that I did not know. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I was the biggest fan of Ruffian. But Ruffian, beautiful sister too, you know. Good looking and everything like that. And she have music that is conscious music. Ruffian even worked with the great Bunny Wailer. Ruffian was given 14 years or nearly 14 years in prison in Jamaica for a pie, gun possession. 14 years. A woman too, which makes it, you know, we hardly see women get caught up in these situations. So let's breeze through these real quick. Entertainer Sharon Ruffian Peterkin. She will be spending the next 13 years and 9 months behind bars following a trial at the Gun Court Division of the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston on firearms charges. The entertainer, who is now 59 years old, she doesn't look it, 59 years old, was arrested May of 2023, and she was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and authorized possession of ammunition after members of the Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team, acting on intelligence, carried out a search at her Portmore St. Catherine home. Somebody tell them, said in there. The weapon, which had the serial numbers removed from it, was found in her home along with a quantity of ganja during that search. She, however, was not tried for the ganja. Though initially she was charged in connection with it, they dropped the ganja charge and they upheld the gun charge and took her to court. And according to Detective Wendell Reed, the investigator assigned to the case, said that her licensed firearm had been seized by the Firearm Licensing Authority during a probe into another incident. The other incident, I believe, is, y'all remember when the beryllium trucks kept on getting robbed, the up armor vehicles that carry money. I don't know if they're up armor. I don't think they're up armor. They kept getting robbed. She was on the police radar from them time there, and that is why FLA said they removed her licensed firearm from her possession during a probe into another incident. He also said that the 9mm firearm that was found in her home was similar to the firearm that she had been legally issued, but the serial number was missing from it. According to the investigator, Peterkin, her name is, she pled not guilty. She gave sworn evidence on her defense during the trial, which was presided over by Supreme Court Judge Justice Callist Wiltshire. The self-proclaimed businesswoman and recording artist told investigators that she was involved in the rental car business and also in the clothing business. The Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team operates in partnership with other Jamaica Constabulary Force units to apprehend dangerous criminals island-wide. And according to Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake, the establishment of the Area 5 Fugitive Apprehension Team was in response to the large number of perpetrators of violent crimes for whom case files have been completed and who are actually wanted for arrest. So the team that picked her up was a special team that they've been put together for that particular purpose. Pick up people who have warrants out for their arrest. It's strange to see a woman get that many years in Jamaica for a gun charge, but it kind of gives to how serious times are right now. And, you know, they're not playing around right now, whether they're scapegoating her or not. I went back and I looked. I didn't know of her before. So I went back, looked at her music, looked at the different videos, and y'all can go look her up. Her name is Ruffian, if you've never heard of her before. She has a song with Bunny Wailer called Baddest. 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 Or the Baddest? Baddest. So I'm going to look it up and look up some other songs and stuff what she did before. She has a catalog and she never sung about anything bad. She always sung about upliftment for ghetto youths and how they get the government operates, and you know there's not enough resources for the youths them and XYZ. That's her push in her music. So for her to be charged with a gun and then get 14 years back at it, that's something else, right? Happy birthday, June Johnson. Happy birthday, June Johnson. I see everybody. I see somebody else saying happy birthday, June Johnson. I don't know. All right. Murray's message 411 TV is in the house. Murray, do you know Ruffian? Because Murray is into the music side of things. I'm asking her if she knows Ruffian. Anyway, Ruffian got 13 years and 9 months in prison for the possession of the weapon. All right. And this is after FLA took away her firearm. She obviously went and got one for herself. Hold herself down till she get back. You know, I guess she's one of those people who said she would rather be caught with it than without it, given where she comes from, etc., etc. I don't know. Anyways, let's throw this out there quickly and we'll keep it moving. All right. Because we do have limited time this morning. I'm looking to be finished by it's 7:30 now. I'm looking to be finished by 8:30. So we have an hour. It's gonna be an hour and a half show. Senate has approved harsher sentences for murder, particularly killing of children in Jamaica. A lot of people are saying, yes, long time we have said this. Give them 50 years. Well, at the minimum, that's exactly what's happening. All right. So the Senate on Friday, June 20th, approved an amendment to 3 pieces of legislation which impose harsher penalties for murder, especially in cases involving the killing of children in Jamaica. The bills are the Offenses Against the Person Amendment Act 2025, the Criminal Justice Administration Amendment Act 2025, and the Child Care and Protection Amendment Act 2025. They seek to increase the mandatory minimum penalties that are specified for murder, to increase the minimum period that must be served in our prison in Jamaica before an offender is even eligible for parole, and to adjust the term of life imprisonment to 50 years where the offender charge is murder. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, who piloted this bill, said that the government is sending a strong signal that murder is wrong, and they are doing so by raising the level of sentencing. One time gone, in a Jamaica, it looked like you never get much time for murder. I used to see people kill and get 15 years, and then they're out in 7. I think those days are gone. I think those days are gone, because over the years that we've been covering a lot of stories out of Jamaica pertaining to murder, one of the things that everybody had in common was, what kind of time sentencing is that? It is not a deterrent. So I think they've heard, and I think they've come up with a solution to that. Should be a solution, because me not try to 50 years in a nobody prison. So this is something that will make somebody think again, right? The sentiment is real in the public that the sentences, in many circumstances, are not sufficiently strong to send a signal of the abhorrence, she noted, outlining the measures that Senator Johnson Smith said that Clause 2 of the Offense Against the Person Amendment Act 2025 seeks to amend Section 3 of the principal legislation. Bear with the jargon that is being used here for a minute, because I'm taking this directly from Jamaica's government site. It is at jis.gov.jm, Jamaica Information Services, right? Essentially, it does four things. One, it seeks to increase the mandatory minimum sentence with respect to non-capital murder from 15 years, because that's what you would normally get, to 30 years. So they've doubled the time. It seeks to increase the mandatory minimum sentence for capital murder from 20 years, which is what would normally be given, to 50 years, which is the new what you will get, to be served before eligible for parole. It also increases the sentence to be served before being eligible for parole when the sentence is imprisonment for life, from 15 years to 40 years. And finally, increase the sentence to be served before being eligible for parole, where the sentence of a term is given from 10 years to 20 years. So everything has doubled. She explained noting that the court can either sentence for life or for a term of years. Either way, a whole heap of time, and it has doubled. I'm not going to get into the rest of the information. There's also information here, though, about juveniles who commit murder. Juveniles who commit murder can look forward to the same thing, pretty much. 14 to 17 years old, you're considered in that age group. The rules have changed. And you yourself, if you fall in that bracket, you are looking at imprisonment for life or a term not less than 30 years. Not less than 30 years. So, I'm going to leave this one right here, but especially to the youth them in Jamaica, please, when you listen to Uncle Flo here, if them pick you up at 17 and them get, and you, it is mandatory, this is your minimum now. This is not something that the judge can go in and say, you know, Sam is a good boy and we know him parents, you know, him have a good family and them pay money and get a good lawyer. And I think he, you know, a little bit of rehabilitation, we can fix him up and put him back on road again. That's not what's going to happen. This is why a mandatory minimum has been put in place. I'm try to explain to you so you hear from now, because we don't want to hear the balling later. Left bad friend and company and go find something productive and progressive to do with yourself. Shout out to the young people them who are doing progressive, productive things and steering clear of anything that can get them into this type of situation right here. Easy to get into, very hard to get out of. And we've seen it many times before. All right, your daddy don't name Mavado. He's not an international star and don't have a whole heap of money like a Vibes Cartel. So go sit down and do something else with yourself. If they hit you at 17, 16, 15, and 14, that's the age group, your mandatory minimum is 30 years. You know, no fun to have head hot issues and you act without thinking, them are going to fling you with a minimum of 30 years. Y'all heard Cartel them and Sean Storm and Madsus them describe to you what it's like behind those bars and how a lot of little young youth around there just are mad out. Them mind, them sanity just leave them because the conditions behind those bars, you don't want to go there. And 30 years is a long time. Mr. Cartel them the 13. And look how the whole of them come out look rough. Like them wasn't going to make it for another 13. You don't want to be a mandatory minimum of 30. And by the way, a mandatory minimum of 30 does not mean when the 30 is done, you automatically get out. It means that you must do 30 before you could be considered for parole or for release on a parole program, which you will still be monitored by the system. So I want to think about that. For the big people them out here who act like idiot, I don't know if I tell you enough, because I know most big people don't listen to other big people, right? So we try to reach the youths them. But for those big people who will listen, if your head hot, go simmer your head somewhere, because 50 years is your mandatory minimum now. Yes, 50. So all big man now when at them 30s and 40s and 50s get a 50-year mandatory minimum. Just kiss the world goodbye, my friend, because you won't be back out here, you know. And if you get back out here, them hold you in your 30s and you do 50. You come back in your 80s out here. You're in your 40s and them give you 50, you come back in your 90s. You're in your 50s and them give you 50, goodbye. Think about it, all right? My personal opinion is this should be a real deterrent. This should be a real deterrent. I know people are pushing and are saying, no, 100 years. But, you know, Jamaica try to operate under where they have to please certain people, so they have to still remain humane kind of thing. Yeah. So I think that's a good one right there. Andrew Johnson, stay young, nobody make the man them stress you out. Bob Cosmic sent there. Oh man, no problem. Stay hydrated. All right. That is that for the Jamaica's new mandatory minimum sentence, and ruffian gets 14 years. Moving right along, I will go into the Let's leave it to the audience this time. Do y'all want to hear me talk about why black people do what they do to each other? Jay-Z, it's stemming off of the Jay-Z appearance in Paris. So you can do Jay-Z, or you can do Elaine Thompson, or you can do Trump. Jay-Z, Elaine, or Trump. You have 60 seconds to choose. Jay-Z, Elaine, or Trump. 60 seconds to choose. Time starts now. Go. Entropic says Trump. Audrey Wright says Trump. We have 2 Trumps, 3 Trumps, 4, 5, 6 Trumps, 2 Elaine, 7, 8 Trumps, 2 Elaine. And we are 18, 20 seconds in. 9 Trump, 10 Trump, Orange Man, DT. 13 Trump, Trump, Trump. It looks like it's going to be Trump by far. We only have 2, 3 Elaines and 14 Trumps, 15 Trump. Dolly, Bad Dolly 261, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Great goodies. Black Eagle, big up yourself. All right, we are 35 seconds in, and we are at 17 Trump, 1 DJT, 18 Trump, 3 Elaine. We're going to vote Trump, Trump. Nisha, we going to vote for Donald Trump. Everybody, louder, louder. I can't hear you. We going to vote for Donald Trump. We have 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. A beer Trump missing 1, and Donald Trump it is. Okay. The Constitution of the United States of America. I believe it's Section 1. Section 8, Article 1, or Section 1, Article 8. Let me look this up so I don't misconstrue or put out fragrant information. Anyway, you can go look up in the Constitution of the United States of America that it says that the only persons who has sole power to declare war on behalf of this nation is Congress. And apparently, our president bypassed everybody and decided to strike Iran on his own. That's what's being played out now. You know what's crazy is I'm watching the vice president give his little speech, and the vice president said he didn't know. He had no idea that it was going to happen. Only the president knew what he was going to do because nobody around him was told anything until it was up to the moment. So he has bypassed everybody. Right now, they're calling for his impeachment more than ever because they're saying that this is actually definitely, if anything else was never impeachable, this definitely is. So he takes the country to war without the approval of Congress. And here we are. But here's the thing, and I told you all this already, right? I said Donald Trump is operating the way how he is operating because somebody who is in superior power wants him. They want this. Somebody wants this. Somebody wants us to go to war this year. Somebody wants everything, and this he's the right person for the job. This is who they have in there, and that's the reason why he can do whatever he wants to do pretty much, and it is all approved. The other side, the opposition, they're talking a lot of what he shouldn't be doing, but do you see them stopping him from doing anything he's doing? The answer is no. Even the people who were out in the streets the other day, millions of people came out. No king protest, hands off protest, um, impeach Trump protest. That man got in front of a microphone and said, okay, you, you might as well stop protesting and go home because you're just going to burn yourself out and be tired. They're getting deported anyways. like it's like, I don't care what y'all have to say. You put me here now, you can't take me out. You cannot get me out. I'm here and I'm going to do what's on my list to do. War is in the air. War is in the air. War is in the air, my friend. You know who's not laughing right now? The military families are not laughing right now. They're the ones who bear the true brunt. As a U.S. Army infantry combat veteran who have seen the wickedness of war, in my mind, it has to be completely and totally worth it in order for us to go into war. We should never go into war frivolously because the consequences are grave. But I realize something now. I realize who pays the consequences versus who enjoys the spoils of life, of a war, right? And yesterday, I saw a couple of military families, because I tune into these groups. A couple of military families are on edge right now, you know, especially the military spouses, the wives. They're like, whose husbands are like frontline fighters. They're completely pissed right now, ticked off, and they're like, listen, it is us who pack the bags. It is us who form the FRG groups. That's the family readiness groups. They call it FRG groups. It is us who wait nervously and hope we don't get that phone call in the middle of the night saying our husband, the father of our children, is never coming home or he's coming home in pieces. It is us who go through. And what I'm realizing is most Americans don't like military families and military service members. They don't really appreciate military service members. They don't like you. They don't really appreciate you. They just talk the talk because you know how everybody wants to belong to a group so they can say that they are patriotic because it looks good. Stand for the flag. A real man would stand up for the flag. You know, they have that kind of attitude and they put it on shirts. But what about the people who die under that flag, who die for what that flag is supposed to represent? They don't really care. They don't really care. And if they did, I can't see how they would be pushing them into frivolous wars if they actually really cared. You know, Iran got struck. Donald Trump got on television and said he did it. Yes, and it was precise and it was beautiful and it was all of these good things. And oh, there's more. There's more. We can strike again, and we have other targets lined up to strike, is what he said this morning. In other words, don't make us have to do it. There's going to be swift peace or swift violence, okay, or big destruction for Iran. Iran answers back. Iran says, Of course, what America has done is wrong. They're saying, but basically they're saying, listen, we're not backing down from you. We've been preparing for this. We knew the day would come. So let's go. It's a strike for a strike. It's bombing for bombings. It's XYZ for XYZ. In other words, then, in my Jamaican words, Iran is saying anything you depend, we depend it too. That's not good for us. Listening to Ayatollah speak yesterday, he said, America is going to get the surprise of its life. You know, a tough chat. America is going to get the surprise of its life. And when we strike, history will not forget this one. That kind of put me where I'm thinking, damn, suddenly we just in the middle of this. And now they're aiming towards the US. So now everybody is on, especially in big cities, everybody is on high alert, you know. News media yesterday running headline, United States of America, New York City, and Chicago, and some other big cities, they are on high alert. Extra police are out in the streets. What are they going to do? Catch bombs? Hold up falling buildings? What? So here we are. And I remember something during the election that Kamala Harris said. This is a I told you so moment, y'all. Kamala Harris' exact words were, if you elect him, we will be at war within 6 months. Anybody remember her saying that? If you elect him, we will be at war within 6 months. Yeah, and here we are. Here we are. Vance and Rubio had a straight face. It was almost comical how they fought to keep that face. Lincoln Lewis says, I think Iran is just talking to save face. Sounds the same as when Soleimani was taken out. They talked tough and basically did nothing, says Lincoln Lewis. Yeah, but Lincoln, I hear what you're saying too, but and you know what? Make no mistake about it. I've said it. Our military powers are superior. Maybe I'm brainwashed. Maybe it's because I did time in our military and been to combat and seen us in action and was a part of us in action. I mean, we're something to see. I can't explain it to a civilian what we are when we go to war. We are something to see. Just a well-oiled machine. That's but let's not act like we didn't have a lot of casualties. You understand? Karen Notice says we're buffering. If we're buffering, that means it's probably going to be the end of the live soon. Because then the sign is going to come up. Once the sign comes up on my screen right here that says something is up with and we're working out your connection, then I have to end the live. Yeah. Mervin the Point, Jamaica Kerr, exactly. If a man says he's going to hurt you, take him seriously. Exactly. And we know that they're not talking about our type of war, right? They're talking about fighting unorthodox. A lot of people are saying they're good. They're not buffering. My connection is fine. Usually when I'm buffering, something flashes across my screen that says your connection is unstable. Hold still while we try to clear it up. But if it stays on the screen, that means I'm buffering heavily, can't be heard, and that's when I end the live. All right? Connection is good? Okay, so we're not to end the live. Iran has vowed to strike strike for strike, and says that the U.S. will get a surprise that history will never forget. Donald Trump said, we didn't hit people and stuff. We went in strategically and we took out 3 sites, 3 nuclear development sites. So President Donald Trump on Saturday said that the United States had attacked Iran or Iranian nuclear sites, pushing America now into Israel's war with its longtime rival and regional power. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime. I bet y'all didn't know this. Those nuclear sites hire, I believe it's 200 Russian scientists. Did y'all know that? U.S. Navy submarines also launched more than 30 Tomahawk missiles into Iran. Not just the 3-site strike. U.S. Navy submarines also launched 30 Tomahawk missiles into Iran. 2 defense officials have now told the news media houses here. Now, detailing the operation, Donald Trump said that the U.S. and Israel worked as a team like perhaps no other team has ever worked before. We've gone a long way to erasing this terrible threat to the American ally. The president congratulated the U.S. military on an operation the likes of which the world has never seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need this service in this capacity, he said. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran, far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. There will be peace or there will be tragedy for Iran. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight was the most difficult of them all by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, he said, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. Trump watched the strikes unfold Saturday from the White House Situation Room, where he was joined by his national security team and his closest aides. The president initially announced the strikes on social media on Saturday, where he wrote, a full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. Now, it was unclear late Saturday precisely how much damage the U.S. strike had actually done to the heavily fortified Iranian nuclear site, or whether any American military assets were still active in the country. Iran answered, though, and said, you did not hit any nuclear anything. Stop lying to your people. If you hit nuclear anything, that would present a health risk for our people, right? So they were busy telling their people that you have nothing to worry about. There's nothing floating around in the air. They struck, they didn't hit anything nuclear because those sites that they hit were actually empty. For Foxy GTV says they didn't even touch the site. But not according to our president, right? According to our president, they leveled the site. 3 sites. Earlier in the day, several U.S. Air Force B-2 stealth bombers reportedly left Missouri, heading west over the Pacific Ocean. The massive planes are some sort of the only U.S. aircrafts that are capable of carrying the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, or MOP, it's called. That's a 30,000-pound bomb, known as the Bunker Buster. The Bunker Buster bomb was widely viewed as the only conventional non-nuclear weapon that's capable of inflicting serious damages on the Fordo nuclear facility, which is built into the side of a mountain. As of Saturday morning in London, the International Atomic Energy Agency said no increase in off-site radiation levels have been reported as of this time. This is what the Iranians were telling their people. Don't worry, because the people started saying, okay, if they hit that site, that means radiation is now in the air. We're going to die. And they're like, don't worry. There is no need to panic. They are lying on their own media. They did not hit any of they didn't hit any nuclear anything here. What Iran actually said was the sites are empty. There was nothing there to hit. Now, we over here, we got to think, right? If they actually did hit a site and it did have these nuclear energy powers there should be an increase in radiation leak into the atmosphere. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. Wagwan.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a president
Mm-hmm.
and then war break out, if the president's term is up during this war,
Mm-hmm.
does that president continue to be president?
No.
Until that war is over?
No. And we've heard people say that before. And the answer is no, because we've been down this road before.
Because I saw somebody in your comments
yeah,
that said something to that effect about Ukraine and the prime minister and why he is still in power, even though he has passed his term.
Who?
Because they're at war.
Who?
And so the person said it in a way to say, maybe I'm reaching too much, was their comment. But could this be Donald Trump's way
to get another term?
To be, yes.
Nah. No, because
okay.
You can't.
Just needed some clarification.
True, and I understand
because the person left it in your comments on the video that you just did.
Okay.
About it.
Okay. So let me clear that up then. All right. So a lot of people, this is one of the things that's been going around, right? That they've even started printing materials, hats, shirts, and everything. Trump 2028, like he's going to get another term again. Highly unlikely. They said that if he starts a war and drags us into a war, then the president will have to sit throughout that war. That's a lie, because we've been dragged into wars before in my lifetime where I've seen the president change even while we were at war. So
they would still have a voting.
Yes, we would still have an election here in the United States of America, and everything would go exactly how it's written to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to clarify that.
All right, my friend. I appreciate you.
I go back and I chat.
All right.
Have a blessed day.
You too, my friend. All right. That was Marie's Message 411 TV. Marie's Message 411 TV is my fellow content creative sister. She's in the chat right here. You can click on her name and go over to her channel and subscribe and resonate with her content as well, right? Keep the love in the family. Yeah, that's one of the things that they've been using to scare people, basically. If he drags us into a war, then that means that he's definitely getting another couple of years, because a president can't change while the country is at war. That's a lie. And y'all should know that's a lie, because y'all have seen it happen on your watch. We all have seen it happen on our watch. This country has been to war, and we got the change of administration while the country was still at war. Right. Talking facts at Bob. Let me see who else is in the comments saying what. SouFLo, right now Iran should just focus on reading between the lines of that one, fam. I'm right where you're at with it, but you already know. Yeah. Good last full week of June. Let me see. Okay. They were expecting the attack on the site, so they removed the important goods, is what one person is saying. Well, whether they were expecting it and they removed it, that is all speculating from our end because we do not have anything that is concrete intelligence to tell us that they were expecting it, so they removed everything because the stuff is not easily removed, and it's not like you could remove it undetected, right? And our president has said that we control the airspace over Iran. So you got to think that they've had surveillance on them for a while. Me knowing how the military operates, we don't just go in and just strike stuff. Oh, it looks like that's where they would have it. Drop bombs. They actually do. They dig up intelligence. They gather intelligence. They do a layout. What is there and all these other things. So now Saturday actions have put the United States in direct armed conflict now with Iran. A massive escalation in its involvement with Israel's effort to cripple Tehran's nuclear program and topple its regime. Donald Trump spoke with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after the U.S. strikes, and the Israeli leader said, "I congratulated him, the United States pilots, and the American people. President Trump is a strong leader of the free world. He's a great friend of Israel and a friend like no other," Netanyahu said of the call in a Google translated social media post. "In my name and on behalf of all the citizens of Israel, on behalf of the entire Jewish people, I thank him from the bottom of my heart. The decision to attack Iran once again engages the American military in active warfare in the Middle East, something that Donald Trump had actually vowed to avoid during his second term in office. He vowed to avoid it. He said, we won't be going to war because he is a great negotiator. Kamala Harris said that's a lie because if you guys elect him, you'll be at war within the first 6 months of his administration. It also marks a major shift from just 48 hours ago or so, when Donald Trump said that the United States would take 2 weeks to see if the conflict between Israel and Iran would be resolved diplomatically. Now, based on the fact that there's a substantial, and I could see that, and you know what, tell you the truth, I actually knew something was coming. It's called the element of surprise. It's like, I'm going to catch you on Friday. And instead of me waiting for Friday, because you're thinking, Ross, I'm saying, well, catch me on Friday. So I'm looking around on Friday. I'm waiting for Friday to come. I'm going to prepare myself for Friday. I hit you on Tuesday. That was like the simplest diversion tactic ever. Anyways, based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiation or that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, he said that I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's what he initially said about 48, now about 72 hours ago. So behind the scenes, the Trump administration had actually been trying to reach a deal with Iran over its nuclear program. And Trump in recent months had reportedly urged Netanyahu, which is the Israeli leader, to hold off on any strikes. As we know, Iran ended up striking Israel after Israel struck them. And then there was an active conflict between those two. And then here comes the United States of America with the decision to jump in on the side of Israel. Russia, China, the Chinese leader put out yesterday, and his words were, the world can go on without the USA. And many great nations have fallen. He said many great empires have fallen when they forget respect. And the United States of America will be no exception. Those were his words. They have vowed to back Iran or Iran. And so has Russia. Where does that put us? What does this look like is brewing? And again, if the nuclear sites were hit, there should be a radiation detection in the air, increased radiation. The Iranian authorities are saying there's none. British authorities who monitor that space are saying there's none. What do we do now? Foxy GTV says time to leave. Reggae Girl says Ross, you know. Audrey Wright says a hood measuring contest. Let's see. Let's see whose is bigger. Yeah. You know what I think they should do? I think all of them should gather up their children and let their children go fight. That's what I think they should do. And then after that, I think each leader should square off in the ring. Put it on national television, televise it globally, and have each leader square off in the ring and see who wins. Because I'm realizing as a U.S. Army infantry combat veteran that the price to pay for any of these wars is a heavy price to pay. And it's nothing to look at like I'm frivolously going to send my daughter and my son off into this war. And I'm close to the base here in Georgia. Virtuous Fire says, morning blessings. Right, that's all. Audrey. Yeah, man, make film picnic up. Suit up. You know how much, do you know how that would boost morale? If you actually saw the president's son suiting up, all full battle rattle, getting ready to go. Man, that would boost morale so much. Our troops would then be ready to go because, okay, let's stand on business then. But nah, not one of theirs will be going. It'll be yours. All the mommies out here and the daddies, I'm so proud of my son. He's in the military. It is you. It's you. Yours will be going. Yours will be going. Of course, Audrey, none of them longer in this. Matter of fact, they don't even serve in the military. It's not even like they say the military is a great institution, and in order to collect your inheritance, because we have a long tradition of men and women who have served in the military in our family, you must complete a 4-year contract, at least something. They avoid military service at all costs. Bush was the only president that did that. And yesterday, I don't know if this is AI generated, but it says that Donald Trump's son, doctors have confirmed yesterday that he has bone spurs, hereditary bone spurs, which would mean he would be ineligible for service at some point, right? And I thought to myself, you know, well, that information came at a weird time. that came at a weird time. Reggae Girl says, your mad SouFLo them first must line up. But here's the thing, we're laughing, but it's your children that are already in there and already in uniform and already lined up to follow orders. It's your children. And you, us. He has bone spurs, confirmed hereditary, confirmed by his doctors. Let's see. Wow. I've met a lot of people, man, who their excuse for not going in was they had flat feet. They had flat feet. They had bone spurs. Now, you have to fact check all the information nowadays that's coming out. And for those of us who were here 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when YouTube just started, 15 years ago even, right? We remember there was no AI, or at least not AI at the level where AI is now. Everything you see now question it. Yesterday, I saw an official account from Iran military saying, Jamaica, don't worry, everything cook and curry. Now you know that's some BS, right? And and I went and I pull up their site and I looked and compared it to what was bringing the to the site that was bringing them. It was the same exact friggin' site. They generated the same exact everything. So you can't even tell. Because before we used to be like, oh, it's him. He said it. It comes from his official account. Look, not no more. Not no more. Jamaica, don't worry. Everything cook and curry. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Jamaica is in the midst of everything, okay? Jamaica is in the midst of everything. I want you to look at it like this. China has great vested interest in Jamaica and great investments in Jamaica. So when these people talk about war, they don't just talk about war like we're going to meet on a field somewhere and just close with and fight each other there. They're talking about destroying each other's property, each other's investment globally. So if I know that you're heavily invested in this particular Caribbean island, I'll hit that Caribbean island. Billions of dollars lost right there for you. I'll hit and make sure that you can't reinvest there. So we as Jamaicans are Caribbean people who China has great investments throughout the Caribbean. We have to be like one eyebrow up, you know? When it said Jamaica is the best island in the world and they would love my curry goat. A curry goat they're gonna bribe them with. John Halter says the curry goat they're gonna bribe them with. Tamika Lewis says Trump didn't even serve during the draft. He picked jail over war. So if he move in Bumbo. Oh man. Yeah. Jamaica, don't worry. Everything cook and curry. When I saw it, I said, yeah, Jamaica can definitely write this, and this is definitely a fake account, but they replicated the account so good, me couldn't tell the difference, right? I have arthritis in my hip, so I can't fight. Audrey, and just for complete transparency, my picture them have the same conditions. Yeah, everybody has something wrong with them now. In other words, then nobody is ready to go off to war, right? If the shit hits the fan, and it comes down to where, remember, I know, the whole I know who are naturalized citizen and green card holders, you signed something. You signed the selective, I forgot what it's called. The paper that paper that you signed, true, you didn't want to get your paper so good. You was like, yeah, man, yeah, I swear, everything. Just give me the pen. You sign. It actually says, in a time of war, if civilians are needed, that you're willing to fight on behalf of us. That's what it said. Somebody, selective service. Thank you, Mervyn, the point, Jamaica Kerr. You signed the selective service paperwork. First of all, you could not have gotten your green card without signing it. So you signed it. And those who got naturalized, you definitely signed it. And you swore to uphold the Constitution. So you're open for draft too, should there be a draft, if I that's no concern about. All right, so the whole of we in here who there, you're open for draft too. So nobody start like Audrey about you have arthritis in my hip, and just for clarification, my children do. My children do too. You better go start learn to lay down on grass with a rifle here. You better go start to learn to low crawl and high crawl. You better start learn to climb through window fast. You better start learn to jump over car. We have to laugh, my friend. We gotta laugh because, hey, what's she gonna do? Cry? You'll cry? Yes, Charlotte. Charlotte, big up yourself. Charlotte's Law. Charlotte's Law says you will bear arms for the United States of America. The selective service paperwork says, and you signed it willingly. That is a binding piece of paperwork. We will give you this, and in exchange, we can call on you when we need you, and you take this. And that's the exchange, and you did it. It is binding. Lovely Aneka is in the building with us this morning. So since I'm signed the paper, them not have an age limit. Y'all work for the age limit. Listen, if the caca hits the fan, I don't think there will be an age limit, so to speak. You need everybody to fight. I'm talking about if things really get to that stage. You have to think, right? Lovely Anika is in the building right now. That's my fellow content creator sister as well. She's right there in the chat. Go ahead and hit Lovely Anika's name. Go over to her channel. Hit the subscribe button over there as well. Lovely Anika is asking if it all boils down to that. Don't they have an age limit? They probably have an age limit, and it will. You could see. I could see them throwing a rifle to seniors. And when we say seniors, I talk about people older than my mother. My mom in her 60s. So I'm talking about people older than my mom age group. They'll be throwing a rifle to you. You want to see the senior them a roll out, right? Like, I'm bend down. They're like, down, get down. And they're like, you have to take your time to lay down. You know how it go, your body crampy when you're older. So you lay down in a slow motion and you get up back in a slow motion. Just stay down. Fire from down there. Come on, lay down suppressive fire. Some of them all have Alzheimer's. Forget what you're saying in like 2 minutes. All kind of something. It would be a catastrophe. It would be. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope it does not come to that. Okay? Oh, man. Down. Oh, so me are 62. So what? War mom and papas. Me 62. So what? War mom and papas. Yeah, man, them can use your two, man. 62, you're strong. You can do a whole heap of work. You can serve food. Because the troops, them are going to need food to keep their morale up. So you can serve food. Y'all will probably be like in the kitchen. Yeah. Probably be like in the laundry area. All these things are needed. When y'all see war, y'all just see fighting. People still doo-doo and pee-pee, and clothes get dirty and have to clean, and things have to remain sanitary or else disease break out and you have another thing and infections. So you have another issue to fight up on top of the war you're fighting. Behind that, people have to eat good food or else they will not have the energy to fight. So, and their morale will go low because them belly have growled too loud and them hungry. You understand? So there's a whole lot that goes into war. So please don't feel like, say, if you can't be a rifleman, you can't be anything else. They'll have a place for you. They will have a they will have a place for you. You have to just be going out there like this, old as hell. What y'all want me to do today? I can't take this shit no more. What y'all want me to do? I'm too old for this. They're gonna put you in the back. Flip burgers, grandma. The troops need burgers. Come on, let's go. Get it cracking. Let's go. I want to go home. I want my medication. I want to go home. I just want to lay down in my bed. I'm tired. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Yeah, family. What go on?
Not a thing that I carry and give a story. More you look sorry. You remember when you didn't talk about the guy Orlando with his stepdaughter?
Orlando, how your phone sound so?
May I have a speaker?
Take it off, man.
You remember when you were talking about this guy in Orlando with his daughter?
Which one?
CMR.
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching a vlog Saturday with the brother because he's in Jamaica. The little girl bend down the eat, and you hear the boy tell the baby mother about Be Miguel, you see she good pan back because the little 5-year-old pick me on, you know, for them sick.
So?
Listen, me I go send the video to you.
Yeah, send it.
Watch it and see. Watch it and see.
I can't, that's a man. So you probably are here wrong, man.
Me did to talk to my girlfriend about it because I was watching it, and he said to him, baby mother, me girl, cut out that part, and he never cut out. And people were there watching it, but they never realized I didn't listen what him said. But what happened is that somebody hear it, overheard it, and watch the vlog. This brown lady in New York, a vlogger, and she me ear come out with this. So me say, me know me not ear wrong. yesterday me dey home asleep and he come back in my head again. He wake me out of my sleep and I say, "Oh, can a father say that to his 5-year-old daughter about backers? The pitney bend down, they eat the breadfruit and cock up her bottom in the ear." And the boy say, "Mimi girl, you so no good pan backers. 5-year-old boy, 7-year-old pitney, you know."
I joke. Send it, come give me. Me have to see it for myself. Me not believe it.
No,
Me have
you
to see
can't be back and tell me.
Yeah, wait now. You have to send it right there, sir?
Right? No.
All right, send it right there, sir. What? Should disrupt my flow, man? I can't do that. Marcia Walters said that is very true. There, sick, and next person said that Summer says that's exactly what he said. Me have to see if you put it in a context. Me have to see if you put it in a context. And tell her to edit the part they out, but they never edit it out. Purse cloth. Remember, you know, say if picnic in there, me and play it. Yes, sir. All right, me just want to see if I that him say. I want to some people, man. You know, man, listen, my 11-year-old daughter, right? My 11-year-old daughter get me bringle anytime she put on, like, she like wear them little piece of shots. I'm gonna tell her, I said, Nika, if you're sleeping and that's your pajama set and you're in your room for the night, then that's that. Don't walk around the house like that. You have brothers, right? Remember, mommy, I tell her that time, she said, they're my brothers, Dad. Yo, me say me flying a piece of. Hold on there. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
I send it. Check your phone.
Yeah, me I go check it now. Me can't check it with you upon here. I'm not that tech savvy. All right. Let me see. Boom. Right, that's all. Let's see what this is.
Pattern is a really important part of the Serena and Lily narrative. And it's
we don't have much time for the live, you know.
The Mazda CX-50 hybrid.
Well,
don't just move. Be moved.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Oh, this too long, man. You send me them whole video. May I have the video? May I pause it right there, so? Alright, this video is super long. May I pause the video there, so? Let's continue with what we are talking about, because we don't have much time left. We probably have like 8 minutes left in here. And I know some have to carry Milani go to school and all these things. So that's how she sent me the whole video. So I have to go watch the whole video. Yeah. Do me a favor, right? Because I not even want to watch them whole video because it's not people that are tuning into and watch their content. So don't make me suffer through that. Just timestamp it and tell me where in the video. Just say like from 21:05 to 24 in there, so we can narrow it in. Okay? I just want to make sure that's what he said before I go off saying anything and see how it was said. Maybe he did I talk to him wife about ourselves instead of, you know, how it's being. I don't know. I just want to make sure. Yoli Olivia says it didn't come from nowhere. It comes from what they listen to, who they are around, and what they talk about, environment, etc. Watch flight in and out of USA reduce. Do you remember the song, Has the World Gone Mad? Another person said. Well, we talked about this Friday gone. Remember Buju Banton said, who can afford to run will run, but what about those who can't? They will have to stay. Okay, so that was supposed to be for Jamaica, and Jamaica falling apart. And who will afford to run? Who can afford to run will get a visa fly out to go overseas, etc. And what about those who can't? They will have to stay. You can't left by a boat, go Haiti and go to Bams and so in a Miami, you can't there in a Bahamas and go to next island or nothing, because you don't have the resources, the connection or nothing. So you have to go stay in a yard and go through wherever Jamaica is going to go through. And look at it a different way now. Because there are a lot of people are heading up out of the United States of America right now. Some people are panicking and they're saying, okay, yep, time to go. I don't want to be here no more because this is not going to be good. This is going to actually get super worse. And what if the US starts getting hit directly? Just like those videos that you're watching, seeing the skies littered up with bombs raining down on people, and then devastation the next day when camera crews go through everything flat, and man, I look for them picnic under how much concrete and everything, and can't get them out. It could possibly happen here, or in people's minds, the possibilities are it could happen here as well. So them are run to safer grounds, but who can run are gonna run, and who can't run is going to stay. So I was asking my audience Friday, what are you on? What's your plans? Do you have a plan to run? Or you just going to sit here and watch everything unfold and wait last minute to run? If running is required. Like him, test of artist now. Bob, see you. All right. Thump the like button, somebody says. Oh, listen, we're gonna go past all that this morning. Our last topic for the morning, because we don't have more than 5 minutes left, is Elaine Thompson Herah. Elaine Thompson Herah and the Jay-Z situation. Let me wrap this all up in one and say two things. One, the Jay-Z situation. Watching Jay-Z come out on this show in Paris with Beyonce performing, us black people, man, we're our worst enemy a lot of the times. Because check it, right? I'm going to walk you through this. I remember Jay-Z being accused. I remember everybody waiting for this salacious story. Oh, shit. Jay-Z too? Him in there with P. Diddy? Remember the story that the girl told? She was like 14 and a friend dropped her to this party and she snuck in and she ran into Diddy and Diddy took advantage of her and then Jay-Z took turns and all this. And I said from the beginning, I said this story don't even make no damn sense because she would have to drive hours from where she claimed she lived at to go. And what 14-year-old has a friend that's going to drop you hours? Okay, where's the proof? The friend was dead, right? No longer exists. They went to her father. Her father said, no such thing happened. I would have remembered. Yes, I have picked up my daughter from downtown before, but that's right here in the city where we live. When you got older, you became rebellious and you used to go out and party and stay out past curfew, and I had to come get you while you were downtown. I've never had to drive into New York City to pick you up. That's hours away, like 3 hours away or so driving. I would have definitely remembered that. Her father said that, right? So Jay-Z swiftly defended himself and got rid of his name taken out of that stuff and all this. The amount of black people that I saw that were like, why is he defending himself so vigorously? Usually when they do that, it's because they have something to hide. He probably is guilty. I'm like, how about he's defending himself so vigorously because he has a family to protect? He's defending himself so vigorously because he doesn't want to be caught up in that foolishness, and he knows what damage can be done from all that. Black people, you know, the same black people, right, are the same ones who throughout this whole damn election, they were, y'all remember the election? Y'all remember it was a lot of black people, especially blacks for Trump and African Americans for Trump. Kamala is not no damn foundational black American. Kamala is, she's not even black. She Indian. I ain't voting for that Indian bitch. And they would say bitch, and I would say damn. The internet empowers a lot of people. Like, how do you refer to a highly accomplished woman like that, even if you don't like her, as bitch? Just look at her accomplishments. She literally, if she was to become president, she would have been the most qualified ever. Literally. Don't take my word for it. Just go look it up. regular black people tear her down. Same thing they did for Jay-Z. So now here's Jay-Z shining. Here's Kamala off living her life, laughing with a glass of wine, saying, I told you so. Suddenly everybody is, oh, we're just over here minding our own black business because we didn't vote for all this. Yes, the fuck you did. You voted for all it. And I remember you voting for it. You lend your support to the other side instead of putting it behind that lady. And now you want to throw rocks and hide your hands and act like you weren't a part of it. This is why I said a large population of black people, go out there, go vote too. And when the war starts, be the first on the front lines too, because you voted for all this. Back over to Jay-Z. The same people are now, man, you got to admire how Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying, he's still relevant after all these years. Look at the crowd going crazy when he come out. Hove the greatest. And y'all were ready to sacrifice that man. Y'all were ready to sacrifice that man on behalf of whatever machine was cooking up all that stuff to take down the legitimate hustler. Marcy Projects, Jay-Z come from. A legitimate hustler, self-made billionaire. Y'all were ready to help these people to take this man down or to tarnish his reputation so much that he probably would not be able to go further. Let me explain something to you in a nutshell, right? I went and looked up this morning. Credible platforms. What's Blue Ivy's net worth? Blue Ivy is the daughter between Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Blue Ivy, her net worth now, as we stand, y'all listen to this. Her net worth is $500 million. Their daughter, the same daughter that I see a lot of black women get on and would they beat their thumbs on the screen and say stuff like, why she look like something wrong with her? She can't even dance. What the hell is she doing? And even then, I was saying she is getting on-the-job practice. Her mom is smart. Her dad is smart. They have put her on tour with her mother, and she gets a check like all the other dancers. She is working. They're building her network. They're giving her experience from early. Our own people couldn't see all that, right? Check her net worth today. $500 million, Blue Ivy. Another thing, I noticed that our people, a lot of them, they love to throw a divorce party. They love to see a long-term relationship demolished. Jay-Z and Beyonce met in the year 2000. We're in 2025. They met in 2000. That's 25 years ago. They started dating in 2001. They got married in 2008, April 4th of 2008. And it wasn't no big splashy ceremony. It was a small, intimate ceremony with them two and the closest people to them. That's 18 years of marriage, 17, 18 years of marriage. I want to say to black people, man, again, stop helping other people to tear down your own people. You are the only set of people that do this. I've seen many times where others from other groups are accused of things and you never see their community rally so much around trying to tear them down. Yep, he did it. I know a long time ago that his ass was guilty. He did it. We're the only people that do this shit. And it don't matter if we're African, straight from the continent of Africa, or we're Caribbean blacks, or we are Black American, African American blacks. It just seems to be us blacks that do it. The Asian community does not do it. The Jewish community definitely don't do it. The Hispanic community don't do it. It's just us that continue to do this. You will watch the strongest, most accomplished of your own get ripped to shreds in front of you, and you enjoy it with the people who are doing it to them. And you even help. Kind of like Sean P. Diddy Combs' situation. Before Diddy even went to trial, everybody thought, y'all had me thinking, yep, we about to see tapes, and it's about to be kids in a room and young people being drugged and talking and saying they can't even speak straight. Some people on those tapes, they're probably unconscious and people are doing whatever they want to do to them. We about to see some real trafficking and racketeering stuff. We about to see, because that's how not only did they portray it to us that way, but our community embellished those stories and you know, start no Diddy, and we do it like it's fun and it's cool. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I hit it from the back, no Diddy. Yeah, man, I'm saying, but you got to go around the other side though and then get on top. No Diddy, everything is no Diddy, and we think it's cool. And we destroy our own, and we help them to destroy our own. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? I want y'all to think about that today. Okay? Why we do what we do. But shout out to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Apart from, oh, they're rich because they sold their souls to the devil. Oh, they're rich because they drink babies' blood in secret ceremonies. Oh, they rich. How about they're rich because they've been rapping and singing for over 25 friggin' years? How about they're rich because they work extremely hard at perfecting their craft? How about they're rich because they made wise decisions throughout their careers? No, the others are rich because of that. Ours sold their souls. They've been married for 18 years. I went and looked up Rumi, their little daughter, Rumi, because Rumi is starting to go on the stage. And you know, Rumi is a child and she's doing what children do, right? You can't hold her attention span for too long, but her big sister is there trying to guide her in, and her mom is there as well. And she's preparing her just like how she did Blue. If you see the disparaging comments about Rumi, Rumi's net worth right now at 7 years old is $40 million. I chose the lower number for Blue Ivy because for Blue Ivy net worth is between $500 and $750 million right now. But that is factoring in her inheritance. $500 million on its own. These people are setting up something that 99% of their own people don't understand. And majority are jealous, envious that they have a relationship that lasted so long. Oh, he must have been grooming her and molesting her and all this other stuff. They've been together 18 years. Married 18 years. Been together 20 years. We got to do better, man. We got to do better. Closing out this one this morning is my favorite, my best athlete, female athlete, is Elaine Thompson Herah. I am super friggin' disappointed because World Championships are about to be underway for 2025, and Elaine Thompson Herah seems like she is not going to be there. And this is the first time in 12 years. First of all, to be running for 12 years, that's a long time already. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body. That's a lot of hurt and heal and all these other things, you know. Professional sports usually has a lifespan of 7 to 10 years. That's the window for a majority. 12 years, that's super long. So Elaine Thompson Herah is going to be missing the World Championships for the first time in 12 years. Amid concerns about her track and field future, it is now confirmed that the Jamaica double-double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson Herah will not compete in this year's World Championships. I am hurt. The World Athletic Championships are scheduled to take place in Tokyo, Japan, from September 13th to the 21st. Ahead of the championships later this year, the Jamaica Athletic Administrative Association, along with PUMA, National Senior and Junior Championship, is set to unfold June 26th to the 29th at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. I don't know if y'all have seen it. They redid the National Stadium. Well, they redid the track. I don't know if they redid the sitting areas, but they redid the track and it looks nice. So the late entry period for athletes to submit their names for the senior championship officially closed after Thursday. Elaine was not submitted, as the senior championships will determine who will join Team Jamaica at the World Championships. Thompson Herah's failure to submit her name for the competition renders her ineligible, so we know she's not going to be there. She has struggled with the Achilles tendon injury for the past few years and has not yet opened her season for 2025 athletic year either. Neither Thompson Herah nor her team have released any official statements saying what is going on with the Sprint Queen. This year's championships will be the first time without the sprinter joining Team Jamaica since 2013. And the news follows Thursday's revelation that Jamaica's Olympian Roger Stoner and Rajendra Campbell, among others like Jadon Hibbert, they have switched their allegiance to Turkey. By the way, I went and looked up a little bit more about the Turkey situation. Listen, you can't fault these brothers. Turkey gave them $500,000 signing bonus and then a six-figure stipend, $500 signing bonus, not stipend, a six-figure payout for every time they medal on a podium. So as long as they keep competing at a high level, gold, silver, or bronze, they're picking up a six-figure check behind that $500,000 signing bonus. They also are getting, I believe it's $40,000 or $30,000 per month. 30,000 US dollars per month. That's the payout. That's on top of the $500,000 signing bonus, and on top of the incentive to continue to perform at a high level every time they win a medal. When I saw that, I was like, damn. If you think worse come to worse, right, and you end up doing just 1 year, at least they will, and they have room and board. At least they will be able to say, boy, I may have a little 500 grand put on over here, so 500 grand US. Majority of Jamaican people don't have 500,000 US dollars, $500,000 US dollars in saving put down nowhere, right? Majority. So if you're able to do that, that already put them way up there in accomplishment. I hope they spend their money wisely. I hope they stay injury free, and I hope they ride this out till the wheels fall off. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning. Yeah, make it quick for me there.
Hey, the money that these athletes are getting, is the majority of the money coming from sponsorship?
No. This is a one-time payment for the 500,000. Oh, you mean like in general?
Yes.
Oh, well, it depends on who they are, but yeah, I think so.
Because I'm wondering, could it be why Jamaica can't pay the athlete is because they don't have the sponsorship?
No, see, the sponsorship thing is different because that's a deal that is entered into with the athlete and their management team. Like, for instance, if Puma wants Elaine to represent them, then Puma is going to cut a check directly to Elaine and her team to represent them, which has nothing to do with her still representing Jamaica. So Jamaica should be looking to pay her for her to represent them as well. The Puma money is just extra money on the side. But our athletes seem to be getting paid more off these endorsement deals, which in a lot of cases, even in the US, the athlete associations cannot match these big deals. Like what's her name with her Nike deal? Nobody's going to pay her $10 million to run to represent the country, but she still gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, though, which is far more than a Jamaican athlete is getting paid.
Wow. Thanks for clarifying that.
All right, my friend.
Speaking of sports or track and field, I noticed that we cover track and field.
Yeah.
But I'm finding out that Jamaica have other sports that are in the Olympics that we don't talk about,
Like
skiing.
Yeah.
There's a triplet that's like 16 or 17 years old, 17 years old now. I covered it on my channel.
Okay.
Their parents are Jamaican, but they are ski champions for Jamaica. They're representing Jamaica in the next Olympics.
Really?
It's 2 boys and 1 girl, and they're representing Jamaica.
Now come check it out.
All right.
All right.
Now go back in that chat.
All right. Big up yourself. Very interesting. We're out of time, but I'll close this by saying this. One, black people, stop helping other people to tear down your people. You're the only people that do it. I want each one of you to be conscious about this today, and every time you pick up your phone and you think you're just going to frivolously leave a funny comment or something, I want you to be conscious that you're making yourself a part of the machine that is built to tear down others like you, and nobody else does it from any other community to their own except for you. So be conscious of that. Once you're conscious of that, you will start to be a part of the change that's needed, right? As far as Jamaica goes in athletics, shout out to Marie's message, 411 TV. I've always believed that we can compete in all sports. And I often always wonder why we mostly stick to like soccer or track. But from growing up, that's always been our things. On a world scale, soccer, track, and cricket has been our thing. But I think we can excel in basketball. I think we can excel in tennis. I think we can excel in all the other sports. I don't know about the skiing thing unless we go train overseas or unless they build facilities in Jamaica to replicate that type of environment in order. Otherwise, we can't ski on fluid terrain them and them something there. But I'm gonna go check that out and see what that's about. All right. We can do anything, man, because we are great people and greatness is in us. Just believe that and know that. Not true? Yeah. With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for being here this morning. Tomorrow morning, we will go live early, just like this morning. All right. Stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button if you don't already have that, and get your membership if you don't, because for the rest of the week, it will be members only in the chat, which is green names only. All right. And we have another $100 giveaway coming up. I might turn it into a $200 giveaway, but I have to drop a vlog project first so I can tie the giveaway to the project, which means you will have to watch that lengthy video and be ready for the question. All right. I'm editing that video to post now. It's going to be a long video, like over an hour, but the $100 or $200 question will be in that video. So stay tuned for that too. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Keep a praying spirit. Be good. Like my granny Miss Ruby said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Clevey, him said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life. All right? I'm out. Peace.